Hello, Search here for the backyard driving range. We have the clipboard and we have a really good question here. I think in all the dailies I've ever done, I don't think I've really had one come in exactly like this one, and it's a great topic because it involves setup. And this comes to us from George, and George says, he just starts right up and gets right to the punchline. How do you set up? Do you take practice swings? If so, where do you stand when doing them? When do you stand behind the ball facing the hole to figure out your swing line? Before or after the practice swings? Basically, please show us what you do from the time you get to the tee until you hit the ball. On another matter, the vertical swing makes golf so much easier. Thanks so much. And this is from George. Okay, now this is something I do all the time, not only on the tee. All right, so I have my alignment arrow set up here for my aim to the target and the net, and I have my ball position line here. So I'm going to stand back here and I'm going to talk about all of the issues George brought up. First and foremost, once I've decided on the shot I'm going to hit, which would be if the wind's blowing, I'm going to always throw up grass and get a good sight on where the wind is. And if I don't get it on the first time or I feel the wind's changed before I'm hitting, I'm going to throw it up again. I want to know where the wind's coming from. Plus you can check the trees out there and any other things you can find, because again, the wind here might be different from out there. So if you're feeling wind, and check out what you might be where your landing area is as well as here. So use your trees and use flags on houses if you're playing near houses or whatever. Secondly, once I've determined that I'm standing back here and I know my yardage, I'll check that out. I know what club I want to hit to the green and the shot I want to do. I stand back here and I get my line. Now, we talk about finding a spot and no more than 2 or 3 feet in front of the ball. I think it's smart many times to use your club and check that your spot is, as we could say, spot on to where you want to go, because it's so simple to stand here and find something that really sticks out at you, and you just look back and forth a few times and you swear that it's a perfectly lined up to where you want to hit it. Put the club on it and it could be 10 or 20 yards off. Your eyes can fool you, so check it out. It's even on putting, you should be checking those lines out, because it's so easy to find a spot, especially if you got beautiful grass out there like you would have on a putting green, and you're trying to find a spot that when you see it here and you finally get back over here to putt, you can't find it. So we sometimes settle for something that we can see and it might not be on. So check that. So I think I'd like you to find your spots here. Now we see a lot of people today, especially in putting, they make their putting shot, their putting practice strokes back here. Some stand back here and they're hitting the ball that way. I'm going to make like I'm hitting the ball to the camera. They take their practice swings back here and everything else. I don't agree. I don't believe in that. They say that in psychological studies that once you've taken your last practice swing, and what is the concept of a practice swing? Perfect practice makes perfect. I want you, whatever club you're going to hit, I want you to make sure you have a perfect, you got the grip you want, the perfect setup you want. You get into that setup, you make a swing. I never make full bore power swings, but I do make, my muscles are athletically ready, they're energized, but I don't make a full swing. I just make a smooth swing, must tone down very low, maybe only 20-30%, so I can really feel the movement of my body, feel my weight shift, feel my finish, feel everything about that swing, and so I can set up and do what? I feel the swing, then I set up and swing the field. We get out of mechanics. So they say that once you make that last practice swing or putting stroke, you have about 10 seconds and it's really starting to wash away the feeling. So you got 10 seconds. So I think if you only got 10 seconds, you take your practice swing here, by the time you can walk in and try to find your spots and set up to everything, you're going to have problems. So I'd say take your practice swings at your ball, right beside your ball. And the biggest reason why you do that is because, especially if the lie is not flat, you want to take it by the ball so you can feel how the angle of the ground, the lie of the ground, is going to affect your swing, especially approaching impact and impact. So let's just assume that, now I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but the backyard right here is not really flat. Right now it is going downhill at a pretty good clip. I actually have to put some boards under the front of this mat to keep it level, because else the balls would roll off down there. And it's going downhill because that's where the drainage goes, right towards the camera, down some concrete steps we have here and into the driveway, and then down into the front yard towards the street. So if I was to stand here and this is and put 1 foot on the grass and one here, I got a slight uphill lie. Well, I want to take my practice swing right here so I can feel when is this uphill lie starting to stop me from having any weight transfer to the forward foot. So I want, because I have to make sure that maybe I might need to settle a little bit more forward to make sure I can at least catch that ball before the weight transfer stops, which would actually start slowing my upper body down and could stop pushing me backwards. All right. Vice versa, if I had a downhill lie, I want to stand here and I want to find out when is that now going to be pushing me forward. And do I need to make an adjustment with the ball position, maybe move it back a little sooner to hit it sooner? Because if it's in my normal place and I've already, and any transition forward is already pushing me ahead of the ball, I could end up whiffing it, topping it, or whatever. So you need to make those practice swings. Again, if I have an uphill lie, again with a slight downhill, I got to figure out how am I going to start tumbling this way, or vice versa. If it's downhill, am I going to fall backwards? So you need to do it beside the ball to feel the exact lie. When you just go from your practice swing right here and step into your ball to hit it. All right. So that's why I believe that if perfect practice makes perfect, and we're making a perfect practice swing, we certainly want to do it right beside the ball to know what the swing feels like that you're going to have when you take that 1 to 2, 3 inch step closer into the ball to put the club behind it and then swing. So that's the things I'm thinking about in the swing, and I do it right beside the ball all the time, putting and all my long shots, and again, when you find your spot, make sure you check it out to make sure it is lined up where you want to go. But we want to feel the true essence of the swing we're going to make, so we can swing that feel, and you can only get that standing behind the ball, so you can really feel the lie, especially if you have anything other than a flat lie. And then again, you still want to feel it with the flat lie also. Okay, so it's all about swing the feel after you felt it, and that you only do that with a good practice swing beside the ball. All right, on practice swings, that's it for the search for today, and I'll be talking to you all again soon.